Are you there, navigating the endless ocean of options and unsure what to choose when setting up your dream setup? Don't worry. In this video, I'll help you understand the importance of each component and what should be considered when choosing each of the pieces. I bet these tips will help you save a good amount of money. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that puzzles many people. What should we consider when buying or assembling a PC? Should we only consider the price, whether it's a desktop or a notebook? CPU, GPU, RAM, SSD, LCD? Relax, we're going to go through the main points to help you understand as much as possible about each component. Firstly, you need to decide, desktop or notebook. You need to evaluate which type will best meet your needs in your daily life. If you don't need mobility and space is not an issue, a desktop is a good option for you. Why? Simple. They are the kings of customization and performance. Whether you're a gamer looking for the most insane graphics or a content creator in need of brutal processing power, a desktop gives you the freedom to assemble or buy a machine that's practically a transformer. If your need is mobility, then a notebook is your ideal companion. College, coffee shops, travels, it's right there with you. But don't think that portable means weak, okay? Today's notebooks are increasingly powerful, getting close to, and in some cases, matching desktops in performance. And there's something for everyone, from ultralight for those who are always on the move, to gaming monsters with LEDs and everything else you're entitled to. After deciding on the type of PC, let's analyze what will be the brain of the computer. The processor, or CPU, is a crucial component in the structure of the PC. It executes program instructions, from basic operations like mathematical calculations to controlling complex devices. And here's a tip. A CPU's performance isn't measured solely by its speed in gigahertz. We should also consider the cores and threads the processor has. Modern processors have multiple cores, each capable of executing tasks independently. More cores mean the computer can do more things at once, improving performance in multitasking and applications that support parallelism. Furthermore, cores can be virtually split into threads through technologies like Intel's hyper-threading, allowing a single core to execute multiple threads, further improving performance in certain situations. When choosing a processor, think about what you'll use the computer for. For everyday tasks like browsing the internet and using office applications, a CPU with a moderate number of cores and reasonable speed is more than sufficient. For gaming, video editing, and other heavy tasks, look for CPUs with more cores, threads, and higher speeds. After choosing the processor, let's take a look at the GPU, the famous graphics card. The GPU is the graphics processing unit. It's a key piece for those who value high-quality graphics, whether in gaming, 3D modeling, or content creation. Unlike the CPU, the GPU specializes in processing graphics and images, offering superior visual performance for games and graphic design software. The GPU deals with rendering images, videos, and animations, providing a smooth and detailed visual experience. But what exactly do we need to know about GPUs to make the right choice? First, we should know that there are two main types of GPUs: integrated and dedicated. Integrated GPUs are embedded in the same chip as the CPU, sharing resources and memory with the system. They are suitable for basic tasks and some light gaming. Dedicated GPUs, on the other hand, are separate components with their own resources, offering superior performance for heavy gaming, video editing, and 3D modeling. Video memory, or VRAM, is crucial for GPU performance. It stores textures, models, and other graphical data needed to render your images and videos. The more VRAM capacity, the more detailed and complex graphics can be processed. For modern games at high resolutions, look for GPUs with at least 4 GB of VRAM, though 6 GB or more is ideal for 4K gaming or virtual reality. The choice of GPU should be based on your specific needs. For general use in multimedia, an integrated GPU may be sufficient. For gamers and content creation professionals, a dedicated GPU is essential. Check the specifications and benchmarks of the GPUs you are considering and compare them to the requirements of the software or games you use the most. Understanding the function and importance of the GPU in your computer is crucial to ensure a flawless visual experience, whether you're playing the latest releases, working with graphic design, or editing videos. The key is to align your needs with the GPU specifications to find the perfect balance between cost and performance. Remember to also consider the rest of your system, like the CPU, memory, and power supply, to ensure compatibility and avoid performance bottlenecks. And now, how many gigabytes of memory do I need? RAM, or random access memory, is where your computer stores temporary data that is actively being used by the system and applications. This allows the CPU to quickly access the necessary information for task execution, increasing the efficiency and speed of the computer. The amount of RAM needed depends on your usage needs. For basic tasks such as internet browsing and word processing, 8 gigabytes may be sufficient. However, for modern gaming, video editing, and other intensive tasks, 16 gigabytes is the minimum recommended. Professional users working with heavy photo and video editing software or simulations could benefit from 32 gigabytes or more. There are different types of RAM, like DDR4 and the newer DDR5, which offer different speeds and efficiencies. When choosing RAM, it's important to check compatibility with your motherboard and support for the speed offered by the memory module. Is the SSD worth it? When it comes to storage, you have two main options: SSD, which stands for solid-state drive, and HDD, which stands for hard disk drive. SSDs are faster, quieter, and more resistant to shocks, offering quick system boot up and application loading. HDDs, on the other hand, generally offer more storage space for a lower cost, but are slower and more susceptible to physical damage. The required storage capacity varies according to use. For most users, an SSD of 256 gigabytes to 512 gigabytes for the operating system and applications, combined with an HDD of 1 terabyte or more for data storage, can be a balanced setup. Gamers and video professionals might need more SSD space to enjoy faster loading times and a more agile workflow. Now that we understand more about the components, we need to connect them somehow. That's where the motherboard comes in. It acts as the heart of your PC, meaning it's where the magic happens. It's like the grand host of the party, connecting and powering all your system's components, such as CPU, RAM, graphics card, and storage. Without it, your computer simply wouldn't work. Why is it so important? The motherboard determines which types of processors and memory you can use. For instance, if you opt for an Intel processor, you'll need a motherboard with a compatible Intel socket. It also defines how many RAM slots you have, how many connections for hard drives or SSDs are available, and how many PCI slots you can use for graphics cards, sound cards, or other cards. Moreover, the motherboard can offer built-in features like audio, network card, and various types of USB ports, directly influencing the connectivity and expansion possibilities of your system. When choosing a motherboard, we need to consider the size, quality of components, and whether it offers any extra features. Motherboards come in different sizes, such as ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ITX, fitting into different types of cases. Think about the size of your ideal PC and choose the board and case that match. A good quality board will offer better stability and durability, especially if you plan to overclock your system. And some boards come with premium features like RGB lighting, high-speed connections like Thunderbolt, or even integrated Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's worth considering what's important to you. In summary, the choice of motherboard is critical because it influences everything from performance to the future upgrade possibilities of your PC. It's like choosing the land before building a house. You want to make sure it's solid, well located, and has enough space for all your future plans. To power all these components, we need energy. The power supply and the battery are fundamental to ensure your computer has the necessary energy to operate efficiently, whether it's a desktop or a laptop. For desktops, the power supply is a very important component as it's responsible for providing energy to all the other internal components. A good quality power supply not only ensures that your system receives the energy it needs, but also protects against power spikes and fluctuations, which can be vital for the longevity of your PC. When choosing a power supply, consider the total power required for your system's components. A common way to estimate this is to add up the energy consumption of all components and include a safety margin. For notebooks, the battery allows for portability, offering the energy to use the device without being connected to a power outlet. Battery life is measured in cells. Generally, the more cells, the longer the duration. The actual battery life varies according to use, with intensive activities like gaming or video editing consuming more energy than browsing the web or working with text documents. Manufacturers usually provide an estimate of battery life, but it's important to consider independent reviews to get a more accurate idea of battery life in real-use scenarios. Whether choosing a power supply for a desktop or evaluating a notebook's battery, understanding these components and how they affect your device's performance and portability is crucial. A well-made choice can ensure your computer operates effectively while protecting its components in the long term. I hope this video has helped clarify what you should consider when choosing the parts for the ideal PC. Now, we want to hear from you. What else would you like to know about computers? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our content.